not explodes, but inflates.
Expand. Okay.
And it becomes a huge thing, and it goes around the earth. So from here, you can see it as a light. So it would go around the earth, and it would just like a star that you would see by naked eye. You could see it like a star that it's going around the earth, right?
Yeah.
So I wrote a poem about it, but I designed the satellite, and we did everything, and we launched it, and at the end the government said it poses hazard to a space station, that it's a manned vehicle, so you guys can't deploy your payload. And we only had battery for like a month, and by the time we hired lawyers and everything, the satellite's life was over. Anyway, so the idea was to put an art object in a space, which had no material
Purpose or anything.
purpose, none.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So
And it
like all
was funded.
installation.
It was funded by Nevada Museum of Art. They spent
They could easily
a few $1 million,
people
and
in Fremont that are really
unfortunately,
have a lot of money.
but I did put a device in a satellite, a disk in a satellite, that it's in a space, and the disk is history of Earth, as where Earth is located in our solar system, where is our solar system, with reference to Milky Way, and so on. So, and it had 100 pictures. It's called. It is
So when
called,
we have
uh,
first contact, they're gonna contact us and they're gonna be like, "Can I speak to Zia?"
See, that's no, my name is not there, but that's one of the things you get to a point where you question,
Yeah.
I want to show them.
what is this creation all about?
Yeah.
Against me, but I did this.
And
I don't care
I
about
can
you.
assure you the answer is not simple at all,
Most
or is as simple as
because I'm
you can
disabled,
possibly
put me
imagine.
in a box.
What's the
And
purpose of life?
they s- oh, he can't talk for himself. He
How was
can't.
life generated?
We give him an apartment.
Somebody
He should
like
be
you
grateful.
guys say,
We
oh,
give these
it's a
people-
pre
he should be
existing,
grateful.
it's
We
a
give him
something
This is
out
not our
there.
first rodeo. Yeah.
But we can also, during this time, I think we can make our own
Oh,
purpose.
he should be grateful.
Yeah.
We don't have to follow.
So you
like,
believe in free will?
These services
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
for people.
I
Yeah.
mean,
This,
in a way that's like I can formulate my thoughts and decisions, but it's still based on influences from my environment.
So do you want me to challenge you?
I don't mind.
So-
I'm not afraid.
So do you know how a thought is generated?
Probably some neuron electrics.
But do you have any control over it?
Well, even if I don't have control,
So what kind of
But
free will
why
do you
would you
have?
meditate if you don't have any control?
Why would you meditate if you don't have any control?
Isn't meditating
Because
a way
it's
to
very
practice
much-
control
no,
and
it's
choosing
very
your
much-
thoughts?
It's very much dictated upon you.
So whether or not you
You are
meditate,
just a composition of a lot of biological components. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, all you are is an accident that happened in the universe.
But how can you be an accident?
so
That
then-
came so meticulously that only in a fraction could create
my
a
problem
functional
is
body
that
like
my
yours.
my
How
problem
is
is-
that possible?
So my problem is,
because
no, my problem is I believe in God. So,
Right.
but on
That
the
just
other hand,
ruins everything.
as a, it gets to a point of philosophy that you call it faith. You don't need reason to have faith. You don't need reason to prove to me that there is God. I don't need
Right.
reason
Yeah.
to prove to you. You don't think there is no God? There is no God for
Right.
you, but
I
there is
need
a God for
reason
me.
to believe in God.
Huh?
I need reason.
I
think
love
reason
quoting
has
Carl
led to
Sagan
my
when he's
faith.
studying all the planets, all of the universe, and then it just in that start, and he says, you know, it makes Earth, our little pale blue dot, pretty incredible. The fact that we have life here that doesn't exist in anything that I've found. Look at it, it's like, and it's like,
that in the Book
I've
of
never
Mormon. Somebody in the Book of
found it.
Mormon says
And he, no, this is Carl Sagan saying,
but that's
like
what
he's
he's saying.
speaking this. I know. I like, so this is why it's so beautiful. That's so fascinating to me. And then also the fact of just being able to think outside, like his own studies being taught at a Baptist church to the students there, and the fact that his wife continues on his work, you know, And that's just to me. She said, "Oh well, it's so supportive that these people that don't believe the same." And I said, "Well, you realize that if you think larger than that, it's not really about the sameness of saying, oh, an atheist versus a religious person. It's like still you can't deny the beauty of this creation here, where we live here, is not like any other place in the universe."
There's
This is true.
There's a book called We Know a Little Bit About Everything. And it concludes we don't know anything.
Right.
Yeah. It says,
And that's okay.
here's us. We know this,
Learn.
we know this, but we don't know anything about how our body functions. We don't really know how
It just
our brain
happened.
functions.
And the fact of that, like I said, of how everything came to the fractal of us being exactly the way, our heart beating the way it does, from just a happenstantial cosmic accident of the meticulousness of the human body. Just one anatomy. It's incredible.
So-
It's incredible.
So what's the history of Earth?
What is the history of
It's a
Earth?
composition of a lot of matter that was transferred to this point in a space.
Yes.
And in billions of years, this material got together and created the planet, created the solar
A
system.
planet that also
and,
had the ratio to be able to let us breathe. Every little bit of time, we are one step away from death. Like you say, this is incredible science. It's just, and again, not found in any other any other planet in our solar system or other solar systems that we are aware of. It's incredible.
So my first 3 books talk about exactly how, and gives reason for God, by the way. It talks about you are the only entity known in the universe. We don't have a clue about anything else existing, but we know we exist. So we are the only known
question
entity. We
our
are the only
existence.
known entity, period. We don't know anything else in the universe that we live in that has is comparable with us. So you have attributes. Your patience, your stamina, your courage, your love, your apathy, your empathy. These are all your attributes. And I refer to them in that book as your treasure within you. Then my second book, which you're holding, no, this is the third. The second book in there
Treasures
is
within.
called Is Life a Dream? And then it says the only entity known in the universe that can dream, imagine, and creatively think is human. So if you now dream about whatever it is that you want out of life and use your ability to creatively think to plot a path as how to get there, and when you run into obstacle, use your treasure within you,
Right.
your toolbox. Life is not a dream, but you can live the life you dream.
Right.
The third book is called Love is the Foundation of Life. Is you become signified, the God's intent for you is to become signified to fall in love with yourself. Because in Bible it says
100%.
God is love.
Yeah.
So you agree with that.
Yeah.
And in Bible it says God created man in his own image.
Right.
What does that mean to you? To me it
That
means
means
God is the
he's the creator of
and
his.
he gave me ability to creatively
Yeah.
think, right?
Yes.
And it says God
And to
is love.
create.
Yeah.
And to create those, not just think, not just a thought, but create an actual adaptation of that thought. You see what I mean?
To bring your
Manifest
thoughts to
those.
reality. Yeah.
Manifest those into
So
truth.
now, let me see if I can close this loop. God is the creator, and he created you. God created you in his own image, and you are a child of God. So if God can love, you can love because you're a child of God, right?
Right.
So now, the third thing that God did, had to show you the magnitude of his love. And he had his son to sacrifice himself according to Bible.
Right.
Sacrifice himself so that you can understand how deep
The
love
infinite
can
of
be.
love. Yeah.
But then at the end he said, you idiots, even if you go make a mistake, I gave you all the tools you need But even if you go make a mistake, I gave you ability to
I
repent.
still find a way.
Yeah, to ask for forgiveness.
Because this is a loving Father. You want to continually keep
But
making,
now the
but
part
give
that
an
I
opportunity to learn and
But the part
change
that
and
I
grow.
don't know, and I don't agree with from a lot of things that I hear, is God didn't put the strings on you and pulled you up and down, and everything you do, He's managing it. God gave you everything
Your
you
intellect
need.
is
Yeah.
in there.
gave
Your
you everything you
toolbox,
need.
again,
Yeah.
toolbox. This is my parable of it is a bicycle. He gives you a bicycle through, this is your bike. You may have partners within that drive, travel alongside with you, but it's your path, your bike. You crash, you burn, you deal with it. You heal up, you have to get back on your bike. If you need to fix the issue, you need to do that. But he gave you that ability to think about it, make it possible, and then you get back on your bike and you go. You cannot do the job for someone else. It cannot be you doing it for me. It's not my, it's your responsibility, it's my
So when
responsibility.
people ask, what did my son do wrong? Why is he like that?
Wrong?
What did he do wrong? Why is he like that? What did the 250,000 people in Indonesia do, and they all died because of an earthquake? What do
Why do
people-
bad things happen to good people?
Well,
Or why
it
is
doesn't
challenges
matter to who.
challenges in life? Why do they happen? That kind of thing. Why?
But
Because they can handle it.
Because
They can handle it more than someone else could.
handling
They've proven
means-
a way that they could do it that other people could not have that challenge. That
Handling-
challenge in this life is not something that needs to be an extra challenge for somebody else. You see what I'm saying?
Handling means you send your son to Afghanistan to kill people?
Handling what? Someone,
I think
you're
she's
a parent?
mentioning more about the
You're talking about your
No,
son.
I'm talking in global sense.
Global, so talking about a parent
People
who
who
send
send
their
their
child.
children.
So that is also who is the person doing that? Did the child decide they wanted to do this?
Well,
Is that
today-
their intellect or is it their parent
Today,
that's telling them, and this is what you must do?
Today, a very
This is
young,
your life.
intelligent man stood there. He said, when I was in Afghanistan and I was running my tours and we were afraid to be killed or killed, who sent him in there?
Who sent him there?
But the
Well,
whole
are you talking about the government?
nation government
And then he did,
obeying the government.
Yeah.
but he also chose to do this because he signed up. So that's when you give your right away. You decide that now this is the life
What
you've
gives
decided
him
to
the
give.
right to go and kill?
What gives him the right to kill, like anyone else to kill? They have a choice. Like someone walks in and can kill you somebody.
What is that
Or a car
child-
accident.
What is that child's fault that you give
It's
him
not their fault. Obviously, who is in fault? Who is the one who killed? That is their choice. They made the choice. They now are accountable for that choice. They get to hold the accountability.
My question is, what did that child do wrong?
Nothing.
Why did he get killed by some?
We are here for a mortal time. We only are here for a time of our life, right? We all die. End of story. We will die. I will die. You will die. You will die. We all will die. We are born and we die. Now, when we die is not always dictated on us either. We cannot choose when we die. Other people, if you take that choice away from someone else, obviously you kill somebody. Now you've taken that opportunity of a life for them. You've cut it short, right? You cut it off from what maybe developed it. But how do you know? If someone walks out and then accident crashes into you, did they try to do that? Is that someone, or a babysitter, the baby goes down the stairs, falls, dies? Is it her fault that maybe she was over here helping some other child? Is it her fault that now this baby's dead? Was it divine needed that this child needed to die? I don't think so. It happens. Things happen. We die. That is part of life. Is it now, does that person die sooner? Now, the point is for me, this is again belief that we have this mortal time. This is just a piece of our life. We continue forever. We are eternal beings. And if you think of eternity, like the spirit or the infinite, we are infinite beings, then it's not over. This is a part of our life, a trial, a challenge that we live through. So whether the challenge or dealing with it. So that's to
there
me.
is there is a not much of a merit in abstract per se. In a philosophical sense, you get to a point where you can say it's a mortal life. It's an immortal life. We were spirits and we came here. Yeah,
There's
that's good.
philosophical, yeah.
That's good. That's good.
But
That's
the,
good
like what I said of physical
conversation.
is the fact that whose fault is it? What is the fault? Who is the judge? Who are you to say? Like that babysitter situation, or that it's like we will die, we will be born. We are here because we were born. We will die. How we will die, we don't know. That's an unknown. That's an unknown. It's the variable that we're still discovering until we die.
Pray for old age, die in the sleep. That's the way I want to go, die in sleep.
No, my great grandma.
You never know. You never know. You never know what it is.
Mental faculty, taking care of herself, no problem. That's how I want to go.
My really good friend, lawyer. He was a judge, a lawyer. Went on. He was 75 years old. Ran marathons. He would do 100 push-ups every single day. He would do everything. He ran a marathon on Thanksgiving. Veterans Day. Veterans Day. His heart seized at the finish line. He finished the race and died. So how do you know? He's the fittest person. All of his children are like, he is the that is the, like, how? Why? Why did he die? We all die one day. We don't know why. He's an incredible person. So shocking of this. Your time is your time. Everyone has a time. And it doesn't matter what then the people who smoke forever and ever are 97 years old.
Nathan's mother says the same thing as you say. He says everybody has a time to go. Just make sure you're not in the plane and it's time for the pilot to go.
Right, there you go. So there you go.
Sure your time isn't accidentally cut short
By someone else.
by someone else.
So for
No,
your
everyone
information-
gets cut. I mean, that's what I say.
My dad
You're,
had a major
you
heart
never know.
attack. The doctor was talking to my mom, and he survived. It was a miracle. It was a miracle. And the doctor said, "Oh, so your husband's a smoker?" My mom's like, "No." It's like, "He's a drinker." She's like, "No." It's like, "Diabetic?" And she's like, "No." His heart, she said, was like someone who'd been a 30-year diabetic alcoholic.
Hanoi,
And
Vietnam.
my dad
How
never
exciting.
smoked, never drank. He does construction, so he's incredibly fit. He only
So
eat
we
like
were
once
talking
a
about
week,
seeing
like,
a movie.
all the time. His
Sometime
brother,
this
When
week.
would you like
hard
to do
drugs.
So I am
smoking for
free
decades,
any
all this kind
night
of
after
stuff,
5.
No problems. Like
Oh,
you
great.
never.
And
never
Marcy is
And we
staying
all
with
have a
me for
time.
tonight, and
Because we do die.
Yeah.
because that's just how we roll. That's how it
It's just make
So,
sure
goes. She wants
you've
to
done
see
all.
the-
You didn't leave loose ends.
Well,
Which is
leave the best life
fantastic.
you
I've
can,
already
so
seen
that's
that.
what the best
Leave something worth
Or we can
remembering
wait until
for
she's
yourself
gone
and for your
to find out.
posterity.
Sure,
Really.
we can see
Get his name.
pictures. I love the movie, so I'll
I'll
go.
through something new, and I was like, that was me. I was miserable for what I do. I quit my job and I did something different. It does not match what people think I should have been doing. Or my
Yeah.
parents.
Well,
think
it's
I
not
should be doing.
them. It's your. It's at the end of the day,
That's the
it's your life,
Choices
So that
as well.
one.
Yeah. and you're accountable for those choices. You know that this is my life. I am responsible for this life, and go forward with faith. You know, keep going, keep breathing, because that's the act of faith. I think that's the ultimate act of faith is
Let's do
breathing out. That you can breathe back in.
Thursday's my day off, but we're gonna hang out all day Thursday.
Yeah, I do have I've got some appointments, but.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I know you'll be at my place
Yeah.
on Thursday, so we can do
Thursday.
either Tuesday or Friday.
You guys choose. I'm retired.
Well,
Wednesday is my most stressful day at work, so usually I'm not very social on
If
Wednesdays.
Nathan wants to talk about the website, I could stay Thursday night and we could talk about it on Friday and then you could do the movie.